as always, our Star Wars Shatterpoint. Um, a little bit of Marvel, a little bit of um, Orc Marines, just all of the good stuff. A lot of different projects we're going to work on tonight. Sorry that we did not have a weekend filled with videos. Unfortunately, I had new equipment. I actually got a new computer and a bunch of other new equipment, and it was a crazy, crazy time, and just not the best situation for me to be able to get on live. I was fighting my computer and settings all weekend, but we are back with new. Hopefully, what will produce a better experience for us moving forward. We're going to see how everything works. This is a test voyage. I wanted to do one last night, but I did not get a chance to do so. Oh, and there we go. And as always, we have trials and tribulations right at the beginning and starting gate. Unbelievable. All right, sorry guys for the pause there. Let me get us back on track here. Okay, of course, now everything is going to be harder than it normally is. All right. I don't know why I lost my camera. All right, let's try that again. This time it was a phone issue. It was actually my phone that decided to cut out, not my computer. So that's a good sign. Hopefully our audio and our video is going to be a better quality now. I have a much higher workhorse computer that's pushing all the buttons. So we're going to see how we do. Now, for for this Peyton video, we're going to do, as always, we're going to do some more Star Wars Shatterpoint. We got Grievous that I'm working on. Sorry for that loud noise. Oh my god, my nose is so clogged and so stuffed. I guess we're gonna get a little bit of allergies on the way out. But yeah, so I have Grievous and I have Anakin I have to finish. We're gonna put some finishing touches on our Orc Marines. We're gonna continue to work on all of it. I also have from before this Doctor Strange or Undead Doctor Strange. That was an Etsy model that I got, but I wanted to finish this up or work on this. It's actually something I'm going to have to rig and glue, and I'm going to have to figure that out. So we might work on this as well. I'm going to kind of leave things as they be. As always, let me know what you guys think, but we're going to jump right into some Grievous painting, and then we're going to jump into some more Orc Dreadnought. I had to change my table up a little bit, so we're going to see how the new setup works. Hopefully we will not have any more interruptions and problems, but only time will tell with our stream. And as always, let me know what you guys think. If you feel that things are running smoother, and we'll just kind of go from there. But yeah, we were painting Grievous before. Kind of just did a little bit of base tone. We're going to keep going into it. Kind of did a subtle downplay for his armor. We're going to start painting the other elements of him. So we want to start painting in his... what is it? His like interior skeleton, which I didn't really paint up. Oh, this brush is not looking good. All right, hold on. All right, so probably what's happening is that I'm gonna have to, yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can figure out why this brush started to separate. My guess is there's paint in the middle of it. See if I can get it, if I can bring it back. Yeah, I think this brush might be toast. Sometimes with the contrast paints, they'll actually damage some of your brushes if you don't really get a good clean on them. Because what'll happen is that you'll get, you'll essentially get dry paint inside the bristles. So it starts to separate the bristles. That's basically what starts to happen. I'm pulling little bits of paint out of here. So I don't know if this will be a good brush. I mean, I was able to get the tip back. So it might be okay, but we'll see. Because that's the key. If your brush um if your brush can't get anything in there, then you're not going to be in good shape. All right. Anyway, I'm digressing. So let's do some Space Wolf Gray, just as like a base tone, um, on that interior skeleton for Grievous, and see what we get. I'm trying to remember what I used on his cape. I don't fully remember, so I may go a darker color for this. I think I used that. Yeah, I did use Space Wolf Gray for the cape. I thought I did, so I'm definitely going to try to go for something darker. I might do it for like his legs. What I probably should have used is like a darker gray, which I don't know what I would actually use. I could use like silver, but he's not silver. He's got like a blackish gray. I guess I could have just used black, but I thought that would be boring. I should have looked at a reference for Grievous. I mean, it still looks good. It doesn't look bad, but maybe what I'll do is I'll put some null oil on top of that. So that I can play around with that color a little bit. It looks a little bit more animated, because the animated colors I think are a little bit more like that. If you remember the shorts from Cartoon Network where you saw Grievous, this kind of reminds me a little bit more of that color scheme. But I might have a twist for this. So I think I'm going to do... Yeah, I think I'm going to do up to this point of his exoskeleton like that. And then I'm going to do his feet as like black. So I'm going to make his feet a different color. I know that's not necessarily how he is in the movie, but I think it's going to make his model a little bit more interesting. Because then we're also bringing that color from the cape. I don't know why my brain thought that I used Space Griffin Charger Gray for the cape, but I guess I did use the Space Wolf color. Well, that's on me for forgetting that. How's everybody else doing tonight? What are you guys working on? Is anybody working on a fun, cool project out there? I'd love to know what it is, if you are. Is anybody else working on Shatterpoint stuff? Has anybody else got any like big wish list for Shatterpoint? Like either characters that they want to see, or models that they want to see, or maybe you have mechanics that you want to see them use in the game. And again, if you want to remember, I always like to remind people that even though we are painting Star Wars stuff, if you're a Marvel Crisis Protocol player where you play Shatterpoint, where you play that Atomic Mass game, or you play Star Wars, the sky's the limit. Don't think that any of those games are not on the table to be talked about. I'm both a Marvel Crisis Protocol player and a Shatterpoint player. I shouldn't really say I'm a Shatterpoint player. I want to play more Shatterpoint, but I haven't had the time as of late to go jump into a store and play. I got I got the core set. I got a bunch of the model kits because again, like everything else in life, I am a man of many geeky things. So, um, you know, I 100% love these games because of course they are bringing us so much cool pop culture references, and who doesn't want to relive some of their favorite moments, but at the same time create potentially their own custom moments with the characters that we all have come to know and love in a lot of these franchises. Like, who doesn't want to build their like dream team of people and all that stuff. Now, Shatterpoint is a slightly different animal in the sense that, and folks out there can correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't played I've seen battle reports, obviously, of games being played, and I've watched videos of people playing, but I haven't played a full game myself yet, because I'm still painting up all my stuff. And like I said, I have to find a place that I can hook up with a few people to start playing. But I've definitely I don't believe in Shatterpoint. It's like it's like the other it's like Marvel Crisis Protocol in the sense that I don't think you can just pick what you want. I think you do have to play as a faction or force, so it's a little bit more like the kill team, kind of the kill team mentality. I'm just fixing some issues that I had with areas I didn't paint completely. And since I'm using all very similar colors, it's kind of actually making it easy for me to paint that. But alright, yeah. Pretty sure Grievous has more of a black kind of feel to it. So that being said, what will I do? I guess I'll have to just do Templar Black. I don't really want to do Templar Black, though, because it's going to look so overpowering black. That would be an interesting idea. I've never... Or do I just do, Leadbelcher? But he doesn't have, silver bits to Grievous. This is so annoying. Yeah, I'm going to have to... I need a reference of him up. Yeah, I think I need a reference of Grievous because he's just too... Grievous he's too complex. I think I was right that I did not use... I think I was right that I said that I used Griffith Charger Gray. Yeah, I can't just wing Grievous. Grievous has got a very specific look, so I'm very... yeah, I gotta look at a reference of Grievous. I mean, I'm not mad with how we've done Grievous so far. It's just that I want to make sure. Sorry, guys. really is black armor. He just has. That's crazy. He really. All right, so I've seen. It looks like I've seen a mixture of like black or silver armor. So I think I'm gonna go with the lead belcher, and then we're just gonna blacken it with. I think that's the way to go. Unfortunately, I do think that that's the correct way to go. It's not the way I want to go, but it's definitely the right way, I think, for him. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to... Oh, man. Might be jumping into some more of my synthetic brushes in a minute, but let's alright, let's do it. So I'm gonna put this Griffin Charger. I'm gonna put this lead belcher down. Because if you look at the Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like how that looks. I kind of like the lead belcher up against the space gray. I kind of like that. Yeah. That actually does look kind of cool. I kind of like that. I kind of like that detail to it. So it kind of does stand out really well. Like I said, if we I think if we get that because it does give that like black or darker kind of metal to it, and if we do a highlight on this, I think not highlight, if we do a wash on this, I think it'll look actually really cool. What I think would have been maybe a better, like, if you were looking to really be authentic to the like to the movie version of him versus like the more so like Clone War version of him or cartoon version, I think if you did like a gunmetal, that would probably be the like more close to the actual character, doing more of that gunmetal. Like a metallic gunmetal. That would be a little bit more in line, because I think when you look at him on screen, I think that that's more what he is made out of. I think it's more of that gunmetal color. I don't know what you guys think out there, but been crazy. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are digging the Shatterpoint stuff. I'm really digging it. I really like it. I really am enjoying the kits. I just picked up the Mace Windu kit, which I haven't fully built yet. My goal, this weekend coming up, since it is going to be the holiday weekend. Um, oh my God, I just keep. It's funny. So what I just did, which is a bad thing, is I just put a bunch of water in there. So usually the way that you fix the issue of what I just did is you take a brush, a dryer brush, and you just kind of suck up all the extra water. You try to get it out of there so you can get to what you're trying to paint. Because I just came in with a brush that had a little too much water on it. That's why you should always have a paper towel there to dry off your brushes. It's also a way to make sure that you're cleaning your brush properly. You're getting all the paint out. But yeah, I just put like way too much water in it. Awesome. But yeah, we're just gonna get that lead belcher in there, and then I think this is a really nice way to do the lead belcher. I think it's kind of like a cool look. I like having part of the exoskeleton be that, and then some of it is also the space gray. I think doing the arms with this as well is going to be really good. It's funny because it reminds me a lot of how I'm doing my how I'm doing my Necrons in 40K. So it's like kind of applying the same idea, because I sort of did the same idea with them. The only difference is that the green is the two-tone color, but it's the same concept, that the exoskeleton, the interior skeleton, is like the silver. But I think that looks so sick. And as always, guys, I'd love to know what you're working on. I always love to hear about the projects of the people that are part of our community, what cool stuff is on your painting table. And, of course, the biggest thing I love to do is if you guys have questions. I always love helping painters and helping folks get into the hobby. I love talking about the hobby. So, like, if you are passionate or want to get into the hobby, or just don't know what are the first couple of things, especially if you're trying to like get into painting, just don't be shy. Say hi and let us know what's on your mind. I don't know what you guys think of the music. Trying out some different things on this stream. So far, I'm super pleased with the way my computer is handling the stream. I feel like we're in a lot better shape, and I'm happy because I think a lot of the other stuff we were trying to do can now be achieved with this new setup. So I do apologize to those that might have been angry, because I know I said we were gonna try to do some start to do more like weekends and Friday shows. But this Friday had a pretty aggressive schedule, so it kind of kept me off. Um, but yeah, my unfortunately my computer journey and my in general just stuff was like not not what I wanted it to be. It just was not the best time. So I tried, but hopefully this like I said, this new setup will take us through to more heights and more stuff. But and actually, while we're on that subject, now that I definitely have a more robust system, what's going on? Hold on. Hello. Hopefully this is all still set up the same way, where you guys are not hearing me come in and out. But I'm also on my Discord server, so if you are a painter and want to chit chat, keeping your hands, busy like mine, but still wanna talk, I'm gonna bring back doing that as well. My old computer wasn't really able to handle it, but my new one should be able to handle it just fine. So we were having a lot of issues with doing that, which is also hopefully will lead me to the ability to do more cameras for more elaborate setups as well. And hopefully gone are the days of us having massive technical issues. Sorry guys, hold on one sec. I'm coming right back. I know that we sound a little far away when I do what I'm doing now, but I just realized I have to change the settings on something. I think I have. Wow, everybody's always so quiet. Especially on Wednesdays, I think. I feel like all right. Cool. All right, why is my bit rate terrible? Yeah, man, I give up. I don't know why. I feel like that's happened to me a couple of times now. I think whenever I do the simultaneous streaming, I think my wonder if that has something to do with Twitch. Watch, now everybody on the chat's going to tell me, yes, it absolutely does have to do with Twitch. And they're going to be like, you are breaking their, like, you're breaking their new bylaws or something. Which I could see Twitch doing something crazy like that, where they, like, make it so you can't simulcast anymore. Which I don't know why they would not be happy with you doing that, but I'm just trying to get coverage on this on the foot. Noticing like a weird anomaly with like texturing, so I'm just trying to combat that by doing a little bit of a larger pooling. I don't know why it's doing that now. But Lead Belcher is definitely the way to go. How's my computer doing? All right, so I'm gonna definitely have to plug it in. All right, we may have to do a makeshift. Just oh, wow! Look at that catch. Look at those hands. All of the Shatterpoint models probably have made me the most fearful of, like, you know, them shattering into a million pieces. Yeah, all of these brushes are like, oh, here we go. Let's go. Show your support. Throw those hands up. Clap in the air. Tell me what you're working on. Or just say a quick hi. That works too. Highs are accepted. Oh. And again, we're doing we're doing a mishmash. I'm painting General Grievous right now, but we're going to definitely work on some Space Orcs. We're going to work on Anakin. So we're doing a little bit of Star Wars. But then we're going to do some 40K stuff as well. So don't you fret. We're doing both things. We're branching out. Now, Shatterpoint, I'm super digging the models. I don't know what you guys think. I guess it's worth it to talk about Ahsoka too. I don't know if anybody else out there. I don't want to. I want to give a spoiler disclaimer. I do not. You know, I say it on my stream all the time. If we talk about or if I mention something that's a little on the newer side, no spoilers. But I actually did like the Ahsoka stuff. I didn't think it was terrible. I did think it was a little on the slow side, but and you always know that it's gonna be like that when they do when Disney Plus releases 2 episodes instead of 1. Yeah, so whenever they do that, whenever they release 2 episodes to start, you know that the show has a little bit of a slower breath, or it's gonna take longer to tell that story. And I think Ahsoka is gonna be one of those types of shows. But I will say, and I do want to preface, I am not saying that because I am talking about Ahsoka, that means I am in any way confirming that General Grievous shows up in the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. But it was definitely interesting. It was definitely interesting. And again, this doesn't give away anything, but you know, it you know, obviously it was I would be remiss if I didn't say it was kind of like, well, actually that is giving away something, so I'm gonna stop. I guess in the chat, just it without giving away anything, so we don't give away anything to people that haven't seen it yet. I guess just a thumbs up or a yeah, or did you like it? We'll just leave it at that. You know, people can pop in the chat if they thought it was good or not. Because I realize there's not much I can say without spoiling it, because although there is quite a bit in the trailer, obviously when you watch the show there is more. So I don't want to give away something or spoil it. I will say the fight scenes were pretty good. I guess that's like something I can say without spoiling anything, because obviously they show the fight scenes in the trailer, so I'm not really giving away anything by saying that. Or they show some of the fight scenes. I thought the fights were pretty good. And maybe I am wrong in my saying this, and maybe I will have a bunch of people immediately jumping on me, but I did feel which I have to say is going to be unique for me, because not that I am traditionally or have been 100% like not a prequel guy, or like I've given the prequels a lot of grief, but I actually did feel that Ahsoka felt more like Star Wars than many other things that I've seen of the Star Wars franchise. So it actually made me feel like it was actually Star Wars. Like it had the right feel for Star Wars, which I was surprised by. But I felt like it really was. It was a pleasant surprise in that regard. That like, I did feel like I was watching. I was actually watching something that was like a Star Wars story. Very much like when very much. I still think The Mandalorian. I mean, maybe for a lot of people, the last season. The minute I say The Mandalorian, they'll be like, "Well, the last season really sucked." I still feel like The Mandalorian is still the best thing that they've done Star Wars related. That like also embodied what I felt was like the Star Wars mentality, or the Star Wars universe. But I did think Ahsoka actually pulled off a little bit of that. Wow, I figured out of any of the points I could have made tonight, that was gonna be the one that would just like send my chat into like uproar, because people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll never listen to this guy again." Because trust me, I know how protective we all get of our stuff. Don't touch my toys. Everybody's got their geekhood. Alright, so all of that. Oh, did I mess this up? The one thing I will always give grief to Atomic Mass Games for is, and this is more, I feel like it's more so with the Star Wars stuff than it is with the Marvel Crisis Protocol figures. I just feel like they really did make certain details on this guy like small for no reason. Like they made the model really impressive, but they made a lot of the details just like super on the small side, so it's just so annoying to paint. It's like super, super annoying. And what's crazy is when you're painting something like his, like I was saying, like it's just small for no reason. Because like when you look at the arms, they're just small, but there's like no reason they should be small. Nobody's got anything. Wow. All right. All right. I guess I win on the Ahsoka thing, where people are just like so entrenched in their painting that they're like, you know, they're like, we don't care about Ahsoka. Whatever, man. I'm painting my model. I care less about that Ahsoka lady. Ahsoka? What you talking about, Ahsoka? That's a really bad joke. What you talking about, Willis? Which is exactly what I was taking a joke from. Wow, that shows my age. That shows how old I am. Don't you dare comment. Chat craziness. Alright, I'm going to let this dry for a minute, and what we're going to do is, since my battery is halfway, I'm going to take a short power break. Not to be confused with a power line break. And get some power in this doohickey. So really nobody's got anything to say tonight, man. No, I mean I know you guys are painting. I know you are. I know you're painting out there. Don't leave just because I'm doing a power cord. I'll be so mad if there's a cable in here, because they made me buy another cable. Yeah, by the way, for anyone that's buying a new computer, man, the Apple experience has changed quite regularly. Apple is a very different place, and I was very shocked by the price of things, and which I guess I shouldn't be shocked at the price of things. I mean, it is Apple, after all. I was thinking of going with a Windows computer, but it just really wouldn't work because I do so much of my stuff, graphic stuff, on Apple stuff. So a lot of my systems and things I do are so ingrained in that ecosystem that I would find it hard to make a switch. But all right, don't go anywhere, guys. I'm just getting a power cord out because I don't want my wonderful computer to die on me, which I feel like it's going to do. I'm tempting the fates with the, like when you drive your car and you wait to see how long that E will get you. Sort of tempting fate, because I just popped it in without regard for that stuff. Probably should have cable managed this before we went live, but I said, the heck with it. I'm a man who lives on the edge. Oh, come on, guys, talk amongst yourselves. Tell me something. Nah, by all means, guys, if you are new to the channel and you want to stay kind of in the hide position, I don't fault anybody for doing that. But if you want to say a big hi, and if you like what you see and want to see more, consider following the channel, signing up for notifications, so you know when we are around. If you're not already doing so, which I feel like so many people who have come by are already doing that. So the first and foremost I'm going to say on that one is thank you so much for being awesome people and doing that. All right. Yeah, we're at 3/4 because what I'm doing is taking a lot of power. So can I get away? Oh, okay. Can I get away? No, there isn't. All right, so we're going to have to improvise. Right, let's get this water away from cables, because that's probably not the best recipe for me to not have a disaster. And then I'm gonna just pop that down. Yep, let's feed that down like that. Oh, you you guys are going to see a rare occurrence. You're going to see a guy break about 20 of his models in one shot if this doesn't work. So what I am doing is I'm feeding a wire. I'm snaking a wire down live on Twitch. So you guys thought you were coming to see a model show. Lo and behold, you're seeing an electrician. You didn't know that was going to happen tonight. All right, I'm going to disappear for a second, and then I will be back. You will see me, do an elevator. You get a rare look at behind me, which is a bunch of figures. I just realized that. Okay. Please do not judge any of the sounds you hear in the next couple of minutes, because I'm going to have to move stuff. I shouldn't have done this live, but this is the stuff I do for you guys. Watch me knock out my internet. Hope I didn't do this. I'm going to lose my viewers because I'm not paying. I know it. Okay, that's pretty good. It went to a spot. At least I can now redirect. Alright, don't go anywhere, guys. I'm coming back. Oh. Alright. Wow. How the hell I just did that? I do not know how I got dirty real quick. Alright. I'm definitely going to lose my viewers in a minute. Alright. Ooh, this is a big box in front of me. Big box. Alright. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on here. I gotta clean that. Wow. Oh, man. Well, got to that. That's not good. Wow. I didn't lose anybody yet. That's insane. Alright. I need that. The light? Of course it's the light. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Well, my light got all screwed up, but that's fine. That's there for later. Alright, guys. I don't know how I did it. But I somehow didn't disconnect any wires, didn't disconnect anything important. We lost the light for a minute. Oh, which sucks because now I can't change that without losing the camera for a couple minutes. Okay. Great. Alright, like I said to everybody when we started this stream, it was going to be a little bit of an experiment tonight, so I do apologize. We're going to lose the camera for a sec. So I can get our light source back on. I do apologize. Don't go anywhere. Because that There we go. Sorry, guys. All right, I think I got everything back to normal. All right. And I won't concentrate. That's what I usually have it on. Okay. All right. Sorry for the tack in the middle of the video. Just got to get my camera back up and running. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we're gonna get that tucked in, which is fine, so it doesn't go in the water. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back where we were. We're back to the good stuff. All right. Let me get this water a little bit out. All right. All right. Again, sorry for the I'm going to have my headphones back on in a minute. All right, what was I doing on Grievous? Now that we got, I was doing, I don't remember what I was doing now. I was doing Silva bits, doing the exoskeleton bits. I think I'm going to have to do another pass of the tan, the light tan, for some of these bits, because although now we're doing the silver, I kind of want to get all of this to be the same uniformed color, and I have to do some touch-ups on that other stuff. All right, hold on one sec. There we go. All right. Well, now we're on battery power, which is awesome. Let me get myself back on this. I'm curious to see. Yeah, it's not saying that our live. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I keep checking a secondary computer. That's why I keep that's why I keep looking behind me. Because I want to see, I'm trying to see if our stream, because it keeps saying it's unstable. I don't know what you guys are feeling. Are you feeling that the audio is like doing its thing, or do you feel like our audio is off, or our visuals are off? You know, I'm curious just from your perspective as viewers, if you feel like there's an issue with the stream. I feel like it always says that I'm like not in a good place when I do the multi-stream. So I'm wondering if like Twitch specifically, which I haven't heard anyone say this, but I wonder if they're penalizing people for doing multi-streaming. Yeah, Leadbelcher I think was the way to go, because it looks a little bit more like darker metal, because his when you see him in the films, his metal looks a little bit more on the black side, and I didn't want to make his model very boring and just make it like solid black. So I thought that having a metallic would make it a little bit more interesting. But I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. My goal is to do a wash on top of this as well, so it looks a little bit better, but you guys tell me, what do you think? And like I said, guys, please don't be shy about telling us what you're working on your painting table at home. Is there is there a game coming out in the next little bit that you're really, really excited about? Are you also playing Star Wars Shatterpoint by Atomic Mass Games? Or hell, we could even go with what's your favorite Star Wars character. Whatever you guys want to chat about while we're painting, always a fun time. Reminder, we have our Discord that you can jump on if you're part of the Discord. If you want to chat while painting like I'm doing. Now that we have the new system, I'm a little bit more confident that we're not going to have all of those performance issues that we had. So if you guys have been long time watchers with us, you might remember when I was trying to do all this stuff at the very beginning. And I was having a lot of performance issues where I felt like my computer was going to explode because I was trying to either do too much inputting or just too many different variables, and I feel like it was taxing the computer. But now we should not have those issues because we got a lot more resources, so we shouldn't get jittery cameras and all kinds of other stuff. I'm gonna go a little bit longer on Grievous. I know it seems like we haven't done that much, but he's one of those models that's just like a really what's the word? He's just got a lot of detail to him, so he tends to be like a hard model. Like I when I'm painting models like this, I know myself, like, not that I get frustrated, but like I feel like drained doing it, especially if it's like after a long day. Some of these more delicate models, like I struggle to like get through painting it. Like I love Grievous. Actually, Grievous is on par with like I like him as a character. Obviously, my biggest complaints with him in the movies or his usage is that like I wish they would have done more with him, and I think that's like one of my major complaints with a lot of the bad guys in the new Star Wars movies or stories. Like I feel like, oh sorry guys, I feel like something's biting my foot. I feel like they don't utilize the bad guys enough. Oh. Sorry guys, I'm just noticing some intriguing developments in my itching. Almost feels like I'm allergic to something, which is making me nervous to an extent. I think I just have some bug bites on my feet. Which you probably didn't come to learn that or like hear about that, but here we are. No, but I was gonna say, like, I think that's one of my like issues with some of the newer Star Wars stuff, that I feel like the bad guys are just like not, they're not epic enough, or they don't do enough with them. Like the bad guy shows up, he's there for a little bit, they might get rid of him very quickly. Now, part of me also said, when I say these things, it comes with a double-edged sword, because I remember, and I think a lot of people, when they like criticize something, they like, they don't always like reflect back and look at what they're criticizing, because like technically I don't know if it's a new problem or if it's just a Star Wars problem, because if you think about all of the bad guys that we've met in Star Wars, like a lot of them do have that pattern. Like they're used for a little bit, they're not like necessarily, they don't have like a ton of backstory, and they're just kind of like used and then they're gone. Like we have a few main bad guys, or a few main characters that are evil, but that is kind of a Star Wars trope, like to utilize a bad guy in that way, and then the bad guy kind of loses, like goes away, you know? It's not until recently that we started to see like Star Wars stories where, well, in the true fashion of you know current Hollywood and everything else, like, you know, we just keep seeing all these like characters returning. So you know, they are kind of milking that in a way, I feel. So like, you know, they are, and Star Wars is a amazingly good franchise at that, but there's a lot of times we've seen retconning of villains that we thought were gone, but now they're not. And you know, in Star Wars, one of the biggest ones being Boba Fett. You know, like in the original intended film, it's pretty obvious that the intention was for him to be dead. But, you know, because nowadays, you know, it's all about having all these characters come back and nostalgia. You know, they retconned him in saying that, well, actually, no. Which one could argue that I am now kind of misquoting, because they do imply, I do believe in the original movie Return of the Jedi, I do believe they do say that it takes like I don't know if they give the exact time, but I think they do imply that the Snorlax pit does take a while to digest you. So I guess one could argue that they didn't retcon anything, because they give you that information in the film, so it implies that he did not have to instantly die. So if you just give us some sort of storyline where he did not, and give him and give the storyline as they did, of like, okay, well, this happened and this is why that didn't happen, then you know, then one could argue
they didn't retcon him to be alive. They just gave you more of the story. Now, I don't remember in George Lucas's like mind if in George Lucas's mind he was always going to return. I'm not one of those Star Wars fans that read a lot of the novels afterwards, so I don't know because the novels had some of the intended intended story of George Lucas of like what he wanted to have happen in the original his original interpretation of what he wanted the other movies to be like. So some of it being based off of his scripts, because if you were not familiar with George Lucas, part of the reason why George Lucas never made any movies after Star Wars is because once he had made Star Wars and he was like in that studio grinder, he really hated the way the studios like treated things and how it was about more about the money and less about the art. So he decided to not, to not work with big studios anymore. So that's one part of it. And the second part of it was George Lucas had a very bad divorce, and in the divorce, the his wife at the time got them to actually get George Lucas for any like major movie he released or any major movie he made. He would actually have to pay her. She would actually have part of the proceeds of that movie. So instead of releasing all the other Star Wars movies, he just paused and didn't make anything. And that's why there was such a big gap between him making the prequels and the original movies. So he kind of stopped and more so worked, and part of it too was he also worked on like the technology or the technical parts of movies, so creating technology for filmmakers and for special effects, and started to empower like independent filmmakers to make films. And he also did his more self-indulged projects. So, that's how we came to have things like as bad as it is, but things like Howard the Duck and some of these other very obscure movies. Because that was during that time where he was trying, as he put it in an interview once, he was like, I'm going to make the movies that I want to make. That I'll just show to my group of friends. And so, yeah, it was like this weird, the artist taking over and him really leaning into more creative projects that he felt he wanted to make versus like a lot more of the mainstream cinema stuff. Oh man, this is a tough angle. I'm glad I'm painting this neck first, because if I make, as you can probably see, there's a lot of like over painting that's happening. If I do any of that, I'll just paint over the other color. But I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think that is the way that Grievous is, but I kind of like that. I think it looks cool. I think it's going to provide a little bit more of like an interest to the model. And it's just hard because there's so little room for me to get my brush in there. And I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to give you guys a bird's eye view of where I'm going, but it's a really tight angle in there. And as you can notice, I'm really spinning the model around because this neck being so twisted, there's a lot of angles that you have to check. To make sure your brush got in there and got all of that detail. So it's a tough angle. But I do like the silver. The silver was the right call. And I like not having the legs be silver. So there's like different aspects to the metal and the way the robot is designed. I kind of like that. I think we're just gonna go. I think I'm gonna just do the silver as like the other accent, and just let it go. And I might darken this a little bit, but I like the idea of this being silver. I think because it's a nice. The metallic is a nice contrast against the white armor pieces. I don't know what you guys think, but I dig it. Still says we're unstable, but it's like the stream is going okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to redo that. I overpainted. Damn. I think we might switch over to Orc Marines. I know. I feel like it's so like little that I did on. I mean, I didn't do a little, but it's just so hard because he's so delicate. Like he's such a delicate paint that it is gonna take a minute. I mean, but he's also the type of paint that once I get all of this like base coated correctly, we're just gonna wash the heck out of it, and then it's gonna like all of this detail and everything is gonna like come through so well. Because once the wash happens and a lot of those darks happen, it's gonna all. I mean, it looks pretty good now, but like wait until you see what we're gonna do as we get like more and more of that detail in there. I also have to check out that hood on the top. I'm pretty sure that hood on the top is just the same. I have to just paint it the same way I did the other armor plating pieces, but I'm noticing there was a lot of misses that I had when painting that, so I'm gonna have to go back and fix all that. There were a couple of panels I missed. The back panel, like right here, none of that got painted, so I gotta mix some more of that light color and really get that stuff under control. And all I did to mix that was I just did Skeleton Horde in white, so. But I really like how it comes out. It's simple, but it's like a nice. Very nice. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm actually going to do the base part in the space gray, I think. So the little part that's like more mechanical. I like doing the more delicate engineering stuff in the silver. Wow, this is going to be fun. Everybody's so quiet tonight.
did a little work on Grievous. Alright, doesn't look like we're going to do Anakin. I think we're going to move over to some 40k stuff just to give our Star Wars stuff a minute to dry. But I do like the way the Grievous goes. Alright. We going to do Dreadnought, or should I switch over? You know what? We've done a lot on the Dreadnought. You know what? Let's oh man, we lost. Is that it? It was Grievous? People were here for Grievous? Oh man. And the minute I stopped doing Grievous, they jumped. They jumped ship. Oh no. Grievous was it. Oh, I should have kept doing Grievous. I guess nobody wants to see the Orc Marines anymore. Oh, that sucks. I'm like so itchy. What is going on? Why am I so itchy? That's weird. That's it. Everybody wanted to see Grievous. Alright, I'll go back to Grievous. Alright, I'll keep playing them. I'm sorry. Alright, let's mix some. I'll mix some of the Skeleton Horde. Let's do it. That's crazy. The minute I stopped painting Grievous, everybody jumped. Alright, we'll stick with Grievous. I won't do any orcs tonight. Because they're all kind of part of our multiverse campaigns. That's why like I wanted to paint a bunch of stuff. Oh my god. Why is... my foot is like on fire. Oh, this sucks. Like super itchy. What the hell? Yeah, that's really weird. Alright, let's do it. Alright. So we'll paint up more Grievous. Alright, let me do Skeleton Horde. Let's make some more of that wonderful armor plating. So we did some Skeleton Horde. And we just put a lot of white in it. A lot of white scar. Oh, it's too much white scar. Oh no, that's actually kind of perfect. I forgot to paint packs of things. This is very unlike me to do that. Got to paint fingers.
again, all that was Skeleton Horde and a bunch of the white. So I would say if you're trying to make that mixture of this color, it's like 1 part Skeleton Horde, 2 parts. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint all of this, the base color, and then I'm going to go in with null oil to get my grooves and divots back. And what I like about this color is, again, it's a really nice light color. So it's providing a really nice natural contrast. I'm putting too much water in this now. Just put a little bit more water in it. I think I might have put too much water. Oh, yep, I did. I did. Because I don't want it to do what it just did. That looks a lot better. You gotta look at all your angles. That's the secret to the best painters. Is I always tell people, make sure you turn. Always turn your model. Alright, this has too much water in it now. Which sucks because I mixed all this color and then I got trying to keep it alive longer, but what I in turn did was I made too watery of a contrast paint, which I don't know where my thickening agent went, but there is a thickening technical paint that GW sells, which I do recommend sometimes thickening your contrast paints. Sometimes that'll help with making them, so obviously the contrast paints, for folks that are not familiar with them, so contrast is their line of essentially Insta paints is what they've now been kind of branded in a lot of other paint schemes, but GW does sell a like a thickening agent that you can buy, like a thickening media, and I do recommend using that sometimes, because sometimes you will find that the contrast paints get a little too liquidy, and for certain colors it can help you apply them better. Okay, I'm gonna have to go and touch up a little bit of this, but all I'm doing now is just trying to go into recess areas, places where I just didn't either paint the underside or didn't paint one of the aspects or sides of this armor because it's so angled, and I was rushing because when I did the color the first time, I didn't mix as generous an amount of it, so I was trying to get it done right towards the end of a stream, and I was just trying to get it all base coated, so I was rushing to do it. Probably not the best plan, because now I'm having to re-go over it, because I definitely missed parts of the model that had this, and that's always difficult when when you have to color match, because then you have to go back and try to mix the same color again. Something is definitely reacting on my foot, so as terrible as it sounds, I may have to leave this stream early because my feet are like on fire. And I may have to go like take care of that, so yeah, I'm not totally happy with this model. I was happy a moment ago, and now there's something that's off. I don't know what it is, but like I said before, I just feel like there's like certain details that they made them so small, and that's beautiful. I just did that. I don't know why. I don't know why they made certain things on like Grievous or like, yeah, I think I might have to go, guys. It's amazing. I it's like super itchy on my foot. I hope I didn't just like move something, and I know that's like a thing, but and it's kind of gross, but I know like you can actually like if you like move something and there's like dust there or whatever, and you have like mites in the dust, they can actually bite you and like cause skin irritation and stuff. And I'm wondering if that's what just happened, because I had to climb under my desk, and not that I keep my like studio really dirty, but I probably should have dusted a little bit because there seemed to be a little bit of dust under there. And I'm wondering if like there were mites in there and they're like now biting me, because that's like a thing that can actually happen. They don't really bite you, they just are like, they cause skin irritation, because there are people that are like allergic to them. And I hope that I'm not developing that, because it's like a really tough, it's one of those tough allergies, because like so many places, you know, not because you're like super dirty, it's just that some people just don't get around to dusting that often, or don't dust as much as they probably should. And it's not like you're super dirty, it's just that your area has dust, and dust is where, if you didn't know this, it's where mites like to hang out sometimes, and your carpets. And I had both things going on, so I'm wondering. Alright, I am happier with where we've gotten to with this. I know it's a lot of just like painting basic colors, but you know, I say it all the time, if your base coat layer or your base painting is not good, then you have no hope of having your more advanced model look good, because all that basing hasn't happened. And like I said, Grievous is just an interesting, weird model, because he's got a lot of different angles, but like, again, this is more based off of the cartoon version of him. So he's got a little bit more, you know, like style to him. So he's a little bit more graphic. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be cutting the stream a little bit short, just because I really, really do have to take care of my feet.
Um, I'm sorry to do that. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know we only basically worked on Grievous, but we got a lot more of them done. I'm really liking the silver. I think the silver for the exoskeleton and like arms and stuff really works well. The base colors are really great, and now we can start working on getting some of the pop into this model, which we're going to definitely work on next Monday. And we'll get, I'll have more of the Shatterpoint stuff built, so we'll have Mace Windu, we'll have a few other things. And don't forget, we're going to be working on Giants and fantasy stuff. And for my fantasy folks, I did go, I am in the process and will be, for my fantasy folks, I will be getting the Cities of Sigmar box, so I will be starting to do some of those models. I have some ideas of like maybe some ridiculous things to do with it, or I might just build them straight. I'm not completely sure yet, but I'll kind of figure out what I want to do. But anyway, thank you guys for watching as always. I'm sorry that we're cutting the stream a little short, but I'm happy that I did a full test of everything and we worked well. I didn't have any issues, even with me trying to climb and do a few other things. Actually, can I, let's just see, what is going on here? It's just really irritated. Hold on. I don't know what's up. Oh, man. I know, we're just like... Oh, man, I want to do more painting. I feel like the painting is helping me, man. Alright, we're going to try to start earlier tomorrow. I think I'm going to really try to push to start at 9 o'clock. Or like 9:30. Just so we can do more streaming and I can stream for a longer period of time. Because I'm just a little beat too. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so that's another reason why I kind of want to end the stream a little bit on the early side. I mean, we almost did 2 hours, but I want to get back to doing like 2-3 hour streams, because I know you guys want to see longer streams. So I'm going to definitely work on that. And if you can check out our About page, you got our website there. My Patreon is there. And I promise this weekend is my deadline. We will have more Patreon content for you guys. The equipment redo and equipment refresh took too long this weekend. It sucked up so much of my time, but now I'm back, and we'll be able to do more. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, we'll be doing our fantasy painting tomorrow, and I'll be jumping in and doing maybe some Middle Earth stuff. We're definitely going to do more of our Giants, because the Sons of Behemoth army is coming along perfect. We have another Mega Gargant to still paint. We got to do some final touches on our smaller giant, so we have a lot to work on, and I'm so excited to go full on into it and get it done. But I'm just enjoying the time we spend together and just seeing the projects come together. And we're gonna also get the rest of the Orc Marines primed, because this brain. I was just about to call this Devastator. That's not what it's called. Dreadnought. This Orc Dreadnought is pretty much almost done. We just gotta find more touches on it, and then it's gonna be good to go. And then I really want to start painting those Terminators. We're gonna keep working on the regular Orc Space Marines, and then I need to get myself a box of Gretchen so we can do our Gretchen conversions, because I have a lot of like really stupid, funny ideas with that. So, but on that note, guys, I'm gonna head off, and we'll see you at the next video. Thank you all for watching, and please stop on by and consider following us on all of our social media, and also check out the About page for other monetary ways to support the channel. Merch is on its way. Patreon's gonna get more robust. I'm gonna work on all these things. Thank you guys as always, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care, everybody.